I used to think that dieting meant eating chicken, broccoli, and rice until I reached my goal. And then I realized that's the exact reason that made me quit. Most people don't fail their diet because of them. They think they're the problem. They think something's wrong with them. What the problem is, their diet wasn't designed for them. It wasn't designed for real life. It wasn't designed to make it easy for them to stick to it. I personally was able to stick to my diet for 6 months straight without having any major food cravings, without cheating on my diet. I've been consistent for 6 months now. Welcome to the Nightlife channel and let's get into it. Number one, know your why. Why are you even doing this? Why are you going through all this pain and suffering when you can do something easy, like eat all the junk food you want, in bed all day, doing nothing, watching TV, being distracted? Why do you want to lose weight? This is the exact reason that will start your journey and end your journey. Because I personally, when I reach a point where I want to give up on my diet, when all else fails with the things that I discuss in this video, this is where you'll come back to your why, your reasoning. I'll give you an example. Let's say you had a major health scare, and then you think to yourself, I love my wife, I love my children. I don't want to leave them alone. I don't want them to grow up without a father. And that's how you change your perspective. You have a reason to keep pushing forward. Most people fail because they don't have a why. They're doing this diet, they're going through all this suffering, and then they think to themselves, why am I even doing this? They didn't start with the most basic thing. Have a reason. With that being said, number two, create an identity shift. What does this mean? When you're doing a diet, you want to study the habits of a healthy person. Compare that to yourself. Do you lie on the sofa all day? Do you do nothing all day? You don't get your steps in. You don't go to the gym. You don't sleep well. You don't stick to your meal plan. Are these habits of a healthy person? If your answer is no, then you know what you have to do. What do you think a healthy person does? And you need to apply that to yourself. And eventually, you'll see the results come in. You need to change yourself first, how you think. And it becomes a habit. It becomes automatic. It becomes something you don't need to think about. You become a totally different person even before you lose the weight. And in this journey, you will become a better person for it. Moving on. Number three, creating a meal plan. One of my biggest obstacles when dieting was wondering what my next meal would be. I would always just resort to ordering food because it was convenient. I would just eat food that was on the counter or the table because it was already ready and that was all that was available. When you create a meal plan, you remove decision fatigue from the process. You make it easy, you make it automatic. All you have to do is follow the guide and you'll be able to stick to your diet. I personally like to divide my calories into 3 separate meals or 2 separate meals plus a snack. For example, I like to do 500 calories at breakfast, 200 calories for my pre-workout snack near lunchtime, and then the remaining 1000 calories at dinner. What this does for me is I go to bed satisfied, and when I wake up, I'm not starving. I'm ready for breakfast again. This is how you can make it easy for yourself, guys. But this is one of the things I struggled with because I was always putting more importance on eating the food that I want to eat. I want to eat fast food. I want to eat McDonald's, KFC. And then I was thinking to myself, I'll make it fit. But the thing with that is, you're having to budget high calorie foods. And then you'll notice, because this happened with me, by the end of the day, you're already fatigued. You have to work with so little calories that you end up saying to yourself, this is not worth it. I want to eat. And you cheat on your diet. And you start again next Monday. Next, number 4, auto-tracking your food and meal prep. I personally don't like to meal prep for all 7 days. I like to have a little bit of flexibility to keep my mind from being fatigued from the same meals over and over. I work 3 days a week. I work in healthcare and I work in a high stress environment. So I like to prepare my 3 days worth of meals early and I track them for those days. So I have nothing to think about. I'm not tracking on those days because I've already done it. It's already been done the days before. And you don't go having to track, type every single day. Because when you're working, you want to focus on your work. You don't want to be having distractions. And this has helped me the most. Auto-tracking your meals is like a cheat code. You already know what you're gonna eat, so why not prepare it ahead of time? And my last method is finding substitutes. For me, the biggest thing that helped me was not going from unhealthy to healthy straight away. You want to create changes. What do I mean by this? You need to make small changes. So I started with my liquid calories. I personally liked full sugar sodas. I switched to the 0 calorie version. Yes, people will argue about the aspartame and possible cancer effects, but that only works if you consume high amounts. And if you're just drinking 2 or 3 a day, it's not really gonna matter. It's just fear mongering. This is what will help you reach your goal. Because I personally don't like just drinking water. I want to have choices, whether that's water, green tea, black coffee, 0 calorie beverages. You want to substitute junk foods that you like but don't want to give up. I personally like pizza. So what did I do? I went to a grocery store and saw a lower calorie version and high protein version of that. And that helps me stick to my diet. I also like burgers. Instead of ordering out every time I crave it, I just have the lower calorie ingredients available and I just make it at home. And it's much more tasty because I can customize it. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you've heard anything of value, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment and see you next time.